Hey everyone, this is Jessie Landis once again, and this is going to be episode 2 of Things I Learned at Kennesaw. This recording is for my communications theory class, and today I'm just going to be giving kind of a crash course in the theory of desensitization by hitting on a few key points. So let's begin with who originated the theory of desensitization. Basically the word I can't pronounce well at all. A psychologist named Mary Coverd Jones first developed the theory, although often Joseph Wolpe, I hopefully said his name correctly, no idea, is often credited with developing a method of systematic desensitization. The general concept of this theory is based on basic conditioning. In other words, a stimulus and then that response to a stimulus. Desensitization is that when you have repetitive exposure to a specific stimulus, an individual's natural response can and often will change. And these changes can either be positive or negative. So the two most common areas of research using desensitization theory are its effects dealing with violence and then with phobias. So in examining a dual process model of desensitization and hypersensitization to community violence in African American male adolescents from the Journal of Traumatic Stress, the researchers Gaylord and Harding have found that in some cases, exposure to community violence, or ECV, relates to schemas developed by adolescents. These adolescents tend to have an understanding that violence, which could be indicative of increased aggression in these populations. While there were correlations in this data, it was collected using self-reporting, and that's always going to leave room for human error. The research done on using systematic desensitization for phobias has been examined by dozens, if not more likely hundreds of researchers. The basic idea goes along with the pretty well-known concept of facing your fears. The idea is to expose participants slowly and repetitively to things that they fear. After enough repetition, the participant has lessened negative responses to the stimuli. So basically, they're less sensitive to their fears. This research is fairly reliable. It has been replicated by many different researchers. There is still debatable concern that the process may cause unnecessary trauma. However, most agree that it is ethically sound due to its success rate. This is still a viable theory in current communications research, I think. One article I read called Desensitization of Triggers and Urge Reprocessing for Pathological Gambling, a case series journal of gambling studies by Bay, Han, and Kim, examined its use in gambling addiction. Basically, what they did was they used desensitization so that gamblers would be able to walk through a casino and not relapse. Now, I think this is a really good use of desensitization, and it could still be expanded to other kinds of addictions, including alcoholism. I actually had a friend who was an alcoholic, and he couldn't really go to parties or weddings or sporting events because he just couldn't be around alcohol. I think applying this kind of research to other addictions could be helpful on how people treat alcohol, especially in communicating while it's a taboo around recovering alcoholics and other kind of drug addicts. So thank you for listening. This was a very simple overview of desensitization, and I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day.